Good morning and good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about functions, and we're going to be talking about how to solve functions. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mr. Okanya, and I'm right now teaching an Algebra 1 course, a Geometry course, and an Algebra 2 course. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to figure out our functions using the Desmos calculator. So those of you that do not know how to find the Desmos, all you have to do is Google, and you put in your chat engine Google, you look up Desmos, and since we are in the state of Texas, we are Desmos calculator star version. I'm going to go ahead and click on it right here where it says calculator Texas version. I'm going to click on it, and then of course our Desmos is going to pop up. So for those of you that are in different states, you might want to switch to your specific state calculator so you can figure out which Desmos calculator or what calculator is approved through your state test. So once again, we are going to be looking at functions. So we're going to start with problem number 7. So let me get this eraser. So as we look at our first problem, we are going to look at it and we're going to say, well, evaluate the function with f of x is equal to x plus 3 when f of negative 4. So we're going to evaluate the function for x is equal to negative 4. So the first thing we have to understand is, number one, we got to understand that the x value is equal to negative 4. Because if we look at this function right here, f of x is the same as x equals to negative 4. So what does that entail? Pretty much just plug it in into your calculator. So the way we will plug it in is we will rewrite this equation right here, and this is going to be 2 times negative 4 plus 3. And then we're going to type this in the Desmos. So what we do is, all we do is type it in right here, and we are going to multiply, and you're going to get your pad, and you'll see this little finger right here. You're going to go ahead and type in right here 2 times x, which is negative 4, plus 3. So we're going to go 2 times x, which is negative 4, and you just type it into the Desmos, and then you go plus 3. And the answer is the answer to your function. So the function of, and I will write it in green, f of negative 4 is equal to negative 5. So what we got to see is that Desmos does everything for us. So if we look at problem number 8, we're going to look at g of x is equal to 5 times x minus 2. So right here, we know the value of x is equal to 3. So all we're going to do is plug it into our Desmos, into our value. We're going to say 5, and we're going to go ahead and click 5 times, what is the value of x? The value of x is 3, minus 2, equals to 13. So the value of the g of x is equal to 13. So just by understanding how to plug it into Desmos, it will pop out our answer right away without even knowing the order of operations, even though we know multiply comes before addition and subtraction. Next problem on number 9, if you look at number 9, we are looking at, for h of 5, given that h of x is equal to x squared, or x to the second power, plus 3. So all we're going to do is input, instead of putting the x, we are going to put 5. So we got to understand that x does equal to 5 as part of the function. So we're going to get on our Desmos, and we're going to just put in what is the value of x. We are going to put in 5. And then, of course, you're going to get your square by pushing a to the second power. So it pops up our square. And then we're going to add 3 to that. And the answer is 28. Just by understanding our Desmos calculator. If we look at problem number 10, we have a to the x is equal to x squared minus 5. I want to evaluate this function. So I got to understand that the x value is given to us as 3. So So all we're going to do is plug in the 3 into this x right here where my white pointer is at. So it's going to be 3 to the second power minus 5, and you let the Desmos do the work for you. So we're going to go ahead and put in 3 to the second power minus 5. So the answer is 4. Go on to another practice problem. And now we have b of x is equal to 3x squared plus 4 when b is 6. So all we have to understand is x is equal to 6. We have the x here, we have the x here, so x is equal to 6. All we do is multiply 3 times whatever 6 is, square plus 4. So all we have to do is get on the Desmos, and we go ahead and put 3 times 6 to the second power by pushing this a to the second power plus 4. And our answer in a flash will be 112. And just by understanding what the functions are and everything is there. If you look at the next one, we're going to go ahead and do f of x is equal to 3 times x plus 3. So here we have our x value being x is equal to negative 5. So what we're going to do is, in place of this x, I am going to input it in Desmos. So I am going to put 3 times negative 5 with a minus 5 right here. And then I'm going to put plus 3. So you get the function value as being negative 12. And that is your answer. Let me just rewrite it very nicely. It is 1, 2. If we go on to another problem, we have g of x is equal to 6x minus 2, where our g is 6. So all we're going to do, the only work that we do is we got to understand that x is equal to 6 because we have the function there. We have the x there, so g of x is g of 6, so we want to evaluate it. So what we do is we place the x in place of the x here. So x value is 6, so you are going to write in 6 times 6 minus 2, and you just plug it into Desmos, and you let Desmos do the work for you. So we're going to put in 6 times, the x value is 6, minus 2, and the answer is 34. And once again, just by letting the Desmos do the work, you take all the guesswork out of the function value. The next one I'm going to go over is h of negative 3. So x here equals to negative 3. And this is a minus 3. So all I'm going to do is input it there. So I'm in place of x, I am going to put negative 3. So I am going to put right here negative 3 square, and it gives me negative 9. Now this you have to be very, very careful because I put it in as negative 3 to the second power. By looking at that, it's telling me that my x is negative 3. So the way I do this, it's telling me my x value, I am squaring it. So I am inputting it as an open parentheses, negative 3, close parentheses, square, plus 7. So if you look at the different value, if I put negative 3 and I put open parentheses, negative 3, quantity square, it gives me a positive 9. So you have to be very, very careful on how you input the equation. But for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and just say it's the x power raised to the negative 3. So I'm going to input correctly. And I'm going to open parentheses. And I'm going to put a negative 3. I'm going to close my parentheses and I am going to square it. And then of course I am adding my 7. And that gives me a total of 16. So my function value is 16. If I go on to the next one, I'm going to say, well, this time my a of -6, so I got to understand that x is equal to -6. I look at that and I look at that. X gives us -6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my Desmos, and do not forget this is x raised to the second. So I am going to need to open my parentheses and I am going to put -6, close my parentheses, raised to the quantity square, and then I'm going to go -4, and my answer is going to be 32. So that right there is my value for my function of a of x, being that a of x is equal to -6. If we look at 16, which is going to be our last problem for today, my b value right here is going to be x equals to 3. So what I'm going to do here is wherever the x is, and I don't really have to be too picky about this one because of course it is a positive, so we don't have a negative where we have to raise it to the quantity square. So once again, we will go ahead and just do that, and that should be able to help us out with that. Sorry for the alarm. Go ahead and shut it off. If you look at that, it's going to be 5. So I'm going to put it on the Desmos, and I am going to put 5. And then I'm going to multiply by the 3 raised to the quantities to the square. And then I'm going to add 4 to it. So my value is going to be 49 of this function, given that the value of b of 3 is x is equal to 3. So the value of my b of 3 is 49. So that pretty much gives me a brief overview of functions, being able to input functions. I hope this has helped with the inputting of functions. And once again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have an amazing, amazing day, and hope this video has helped someone. Thank you.